GM, what's happening? What's up, creatress? What's up, everybody? How you doing?
GM. I'm doing great. Doing great. Another beautiful day in paradise. Welcome to There's Layers to This, episode 5, season 5.
Five. We are
Yeah.
back. We are back. I know you guys have probably missed us. You haven't seen us, but we've been traveling. We've been transitioning, but we are back. We are ready. LFG.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of in person events, traveling, like Val said. So we haven't been on every single week as we usually like to. But yeah, we've got a bunch of updates. We're going to do a little walk down memory lane of this summer, which it's still summer, but so much has happened already that we already need to like reminisce for a little bit. So today, we've got a lot to talk about. So
Yeah,
we're
we
going to
got a
straight
lot
into
to
it.
uncover. Yeah, we've got a lot to uncover, but I think we need some intros for those who are maybe watching the first time, or maybe they just need a little reminder. So I'll leave it up to you, creatress, to go first with the intro.
All right. So I'm creatress Sarai Mora. I'm a VR slash MR, meaning virtual reality and mixed reality performance artist. I use a VR headset to make 3D sculptures, and I do this in person, in front of people, showing off my whole process step by step with music and vibing and being inspired by the energy of the audience. So really into live events and creating for live audiences. So yeah, I've been an artist my whole life. Went to art school, found Web3, realized this was a really cool opportunity to be part of just new technology merging with art. So here I am, and I'm one of the hosts and producers of There's Layers to This. And this show is about art and Web3 and toads, which are really a representation of CCO, public domain artworks that can be used for any purpose whatsoever. Not all of my art is CCO, just very few. In fact, right now there's one that you can collect for free that is CCO. Talk about that later. But yeah, that's a bit about me. Valerie, take it away.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Valerie, aka V Dizzle. I've been in Web3 since May of 2021. I got started through Gary V and his NFT collection called V Friends. I was actually gifted my very first NFT directly from Gary. I won it in a giveaway. I was like the fourth winner in his second giveaway ever. And I got that thing airdropped, and immediately on OpenSea, I had offers of a minimum of 120 to 140,000 dollars. And well, I didn't sell back then, but it's okay because I was able to learn way more about what's happening in the ecosystem of NFTs, blockchain, and now I've started to discover and learn more about runes, ordinals, and Bitcoin blockchain. So hey, I've been down a whole journey starting with V Friends, and here we are. And so, just like their show, there's layers to this, there's layers to the journey. So now what I do is I have a community here in San Diego called San Diego NFT Friends. We do events about once a month, and actually I'll talk about it later in the show, but we have an upcoming event happening. So if you're in town or visiting, definitely stay tuned. I will definitely share more details about the event we're having. But because I love doing events so much, and also because I love providing education and entertainment and just getting people to come together to connect, I started a Web3 events company called Red Rug Edutainment. So I've done events, everything from, sorry, do you guys hear the sirens?
Just a little
Getting
bit.
crazy, getting crazy. It's like Red Rug Edutainment. But yeah, so I've done events everywhere from like NBA. I've done events for that's right, the NBA basketball, National Basketball Association. Started with them, and then done a little bit of things of like with VCon, Miami Art Basel, and now what I really enjoy is doing a lot of side events to the main bigger conferences. So we did stuff during Bitcoin Nashville as well, and so yeah, so that's really where I've kind of found my passion in this Web3 space because I'm not an artist. I don't paint or draw. At least certainly not well enough to make a living off of it. And I'm not a dev. I can code a little bit, but certainly not enough to make a living off of it. But events is my jam, and I've been building to get all these equipment, and we'll talk more about that later. But that's me. Here I am in Web3, trying to make it with all of y'all.
And we do have one other co-host.
We do. Shout out to Tyler. Tyler Culbertson. We love you. He's our third co host, but he's a busy man. He works a lot between Web 2 to Web 3. Sometimes Web 2 has to dominate a little bit more to just put food on the table for himself and his family. So, but we love him a lot. A little bit of a background on him. He was the social media marketer for Tony Robbins. He was the one who actually told Tony, hey, you need to get into this app called Instagram. Tony Robbins was like, nah, Instagram. Why should I have my community already. I don't need to be on Instagram. But Tyler was like, no, I think Instagram's going to be big. We should start your social media account. And he did. He started his social media account, Tony Robbins, and grew it to a few million, I believe. So he's also has a lot of wonderful background, not just in social media, but he's super passionate about skateboarding and just, being a rebel and doing things differently and going against the norm and being creative. He's super awesome person. And that's kind of like what Web3 represents, right? Going against the norm and trying to make things better. And so Tyler's all about that. Tyler has done stuff with the Nouns, and he has a show with Woody that he does on YouTube. Go check them out. And I believe he's trying to raise funds to build skate parks in underrepresented communities that just need a little bit help, right, for these kids to go and express themselves rather than going down a wrong path. Skateboarding is sometimes a solution. So shout out to Tyler. We love you, miss you. Hopefully we can get him on a future episode here soon.
Yes, it's always so much more fun when Tyler's around. He's a great vibe. He's a great vibe. And he's the one that picked our mascot, Lorenzo, who would be remiss not to mention. You can see him here. There we go. There we go. Little zoom, little close up on Lorenzi. And he's, of course, wearing the noggles. Shout out to the Nouns. We got the noggles on our custom robes as well because Lorenzi's on it, just like that. So yeah, we love the Nouns. We would love to do some more exciting projects with them here in the future. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the fun stuff. So one of the first things we were going to talk about was Nashville. So we talked about Nashville last week. I think it was last week, but I think it's worth revisiting some of our live streams. So that's what we're doing.
All right. Yeah. So I have some of the clips I can share actually. Let me get it set up. But we definitely want to revisit Nashville. So we're going to take it back to Nashville because we have not mentioned, there was so much to cover, but we didn't really mention, from what I recall, that we did some pretty cool live streams. I did a couple of things at the conference. And I just basically was trying to show you guys, what's happening live at the conference itself. So let me see if I can share my screen. Let's share it. Okay, dokie. I think I'm going to pull it up. Creatures got a tweet first.
Sorry, there we go.
There we go.
So
So,
this is from what day?
ooh, you're asking too many details, too many questions
Okay,
here. Let's
run
see.
it,
Let's see.
run it, run
This
it.
was 4 weeks ago. Okay, this was 4 weeks ago.
What?
Yeah,
Nashville was 4 weeks ago. No.
dude, that's what it says. Look, ended 4 weeks ago.
Oh, time is moving at warp speed right now.
Yeah, yeah, it is. But here,
Hi, everybody. This
are
is
you guys able
Valerie,
to hear
aka
the
V
audio from
Dizzle
this?
from There's Layers to This. We're doing a special episode of There's Layers to This live from the BTC Conference 2024. You may have just seen us interview Girl in the Verse, who is another content creator in the Web3 space.
So yeah, so here I am. Basically, you guys can see a little bit of what the conference was. Though they had a lot of these booths here. Let's fast forward. Oh yeah, so you can kind
Bitcoin
of see. I
itself.
was walking through the conference, and there was like tons of booths
They've got
that
some cool big
were
screens in
promoting
here.
layer twos. They're promoting mining. Like people were selling these rigs that are pre-built that you can go and start mining Bitcoin. Because we just had the halvening happen back in April, so I think more people are interested in trying to scrape and scoop up any Bitcoin that's left before it halves again in the next 4 years. So you
Foundry.
can kind of get an idea of like how big
Look
this
at
was. Just
that.
one room,
That's
by the
crazy.
way.
Why don't you
This
take
was
a
just
look?
one room. There was a few rooms at the conference. This was kind of where all of the vendors were
What's
at,
that?
and can go and talk to the people at the booths. And what else? They had a place for the merch. They had a
This is a
little
cool
bit of
little
art.
artistic background.
I wish they would have had more art though. They had a small art gallery, but yeah, that could always have been better for sure.
We can always use more art. Always
Always
use more.
more.
I
Yeah.
will give a quick shout out here. Trevor Jones at Trevor Jones Art.
Mhm.
I saw his artwork there at the actual conference. It's really cool. I also ran into a few friends while I was there. Hard Art, who was working on his project that just dropped, Trevor's project. I saw them actually right around this area. I also ran into Coldy right here at this installation. And I thought this installation was really cool as well.
This was actually a really cool installation. I almost interviewed the people who installed this, but literally it was towards the end of the conference and like they were trying to kick us out. So I was like, no, because they were down. They're like, yeah, we want to be interviewed. And I was like, okay, let me interview you. But the staff, man, once the conference is over, they want to go home and clean up. So they're just trying to kick you out. But here's a little bit. We did use the installation as an awesome background. We had Keegan from Shout Out to Token Talk. He was being a representative for There's Layers to This that day. And look at Melina. Melina's also holding our mic with our logo. She has her own
Ooh,
Girl in the Verse. Awesome content creator. But let's watch a little bit of
Is the mics working? Testing, testing.
Testing.
it. Always that test.
But for right now, we have our guest, Girl in the Verse. GM, G afternoon. So,
G evening, whatever time it is.
so how have you been? How has the trip been so far for you?
It's been so fun. I'm so happy that I got to come here. First of all, I feel very, very lucky that I was able to come because, you know, I can't always make all the conferences, but I really wanted to attend the Bitcoin conference in Nashville.
Right, right. Is this your first Bitcoin conference?
It's my first Bitcoin conference. It's my first time in Nashville. I still didn't get my cowboy boots on. I got to go buy some.
I didn't get.
Creatress, did you bring your cowboy boots?
You know I was ready. You know I had my cowgirl boots. I had those for a year. I didn't have to buy no cowgirl boots. I really, you know what? No shade to everybody who's just like catching on to the cowgirl, like cowboy aesthetic. Like no shade. Come on over. Come on over to the cool side, baby. Like I'm not mad about it. I'm ready. I've been ready. I got hats. I got boots. I like
yeah, see, I actually went to the stores and dude, I did not realize like I don't even know if we talked about this on the last show, so forgive me if I said it on our last show, but really, dude, the Western fashion they take so seriously in Nashville, and those boots and cowboy hats aren't cheap. Like Cowboy boots kind of start like I would say 800 and above. Cowboy hats start around 400 and above. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, you're like, well, I kind of spend $400 on an NFT anyways. So, you know, it's just kind of like,
That is a good point. We have
right?
definitely spent at least that much on an NFT.
I do it all
Oh,
the time. So it's like, yeah, you can kind of maybe get a cowboy hat or boots. Like, you know. But so what
that's a good
happened
point.
here? Yeah, yeah. So what happened here was Keegan he wasn't ready. I'm gonna throw him under the bus. Keegan was not ready. He was like, what else should we talk about? And I was like, yo, we have Melina on our show. Let's ask her some real deep questions. And so me and Keegan switched in interviewing Melina. So here's a little bit of that.
Whereas I feel like us coming into
wow.
like the NFT ecosystem, you know, that's only been around for 3, maybe 4
Nothing.
years, right?
Nothing. Yeah.
So to see people who have been here 10 years and they haven't left. And you can't even say they haven't left yet, because by now they're not leaving.
They would have left,
right?
yeah,
They would have
exactly,
left. Just kind of the
exactly.
people in NFTs. It's like, okay, we've kind of seen some people that came in and have left.
Yes.
But with the Bitcoin, you know, community, you can really see people who have been here for a really long time. And so how does that make you feel? Like, does that inspire you? Are you bullish, or do you think there's still a lot improvement to go on? Like, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, so I was telling someone today, you know, my journey started with Ethereum, and my husband is the one that got me into crypto, but he kept telling me just buy Bitcoin, just buy Bitcoin. And I didn't. I was with Ethereum with my NFTs, and I loved smart contracts and everything that was happening on Ethereum.
Yeah.
But now look at me, I'm all roads lead back to Bitcoin. So, you know, I just think it's part of the story. And for some reason, here we are. We're all back on Bitcoin. So I think.
So yeah, so there we go. I think she had a really good point. I thought it was interesting because my journey is very similar too. I had heard about Bitcoin right when I started my NFT Bitcoin journey, but I just was like, I didn't buy it. I had like a little bit of a negative experience with some of the community because they were hardcore maxis. They were definitely against NFTs at the time. So that's when I was like, maybe I don't want to buy Bitcoin, right? And so I didn't realize it didn't really process for me like, hey, Bitcoin is probably the coin to stack. If anything, everything's derived from that, right? It's the mother chain. So I don't know, Creatress, did you get Bitcoin when you first entered into the space?
I wish I did not. No,
You didn't.
The first thing I bought was XRP back in 2017, and I did not hold it.
Mhm.
It went down, and I just sold it for pennies.
Dang, went down and then you just sold it. But you didn't
Yeah.
leave. You're still here.
Well, I got back in around that Doge cycle.
Mhm.
When Doge was on SNL.
I do remember that.
Yeah, I had bought Doge ahead of that. Like ahead of that. I was already out, so I was able to like write it up a bit. It was cool, you know, it was cool. Yeah,
Dang.
but okay, moving right along.
Yes.
I'm a Doge, yeah, I'm a Doge thousandaire.
So next thing that happened, for those who may not know, but we did an event. Actually, 3 awesome Latinas, myself, of course, Creatress. You see her name on the screen here. Creatress and Profits, who partnered with us to do this awesome event. We called it Satoshi Social Nashville. So here we actually had the Mutant Hounds sponsor. So shout out to Mutant Hounds. We had Enclave Coffee. So shout out to Oni Force community manager and community member Bobby, who this is his sneak peek. He's gonna come out with some coffee using his Oni IP branding. So that's exciting. Keep a lookout for that. And of course, we have Creatress Art, who performed for us. We had Skip's Deli. Now we had some Nashville's not fully legalized, or what? How would you guys say it? Criminally? It's not. What's the word?
It's decriminalized for cannabis, but it's a medical spot, so you have to have a medical doctor's recommendation to consume and to.
Yeah. So shout out to Skip.
Possess.
Skip's Deli was able to provide the needs, cannabis needs for people. So that came in handy. We had shout out to Umoja. Umoja's a protocol. They sponsored us. Red Rug Edutainment, as I mentioned, is my Web3 events company. And then we had Exposed Media, which is Profits Media Company. And then Token Talk. Of course, shout out to Keegan. We talked about Token Talk a little bit earlier, but he was the guy who was doing our live streaming that day. So let's watch a little of it. Let's see. Here's Creatress wearing the same robe you're wearing right now.
Always representing.
Look at that awesome screen you had. She's getting down.
Oh, that was a fun time. Oh, yeah, that was good. Yeah, shout out to Keegan for getting that footage. It doesn't even look grainy.
No, it's very clear.
Wow.
And, yeah, we were using the venue Wi-Fi, I believe. So venue Wi-Fi was on point.
Jeez. That's on. Yeah, it looks crisp on the screen. It looks crisp on all the screens.
Look at all these screens. Look at all these screens that your art was on. And this is not even all of them. There's even a back room that has screens. So your art was also being displayed in the back room. So this was just such a cool venue. This was at Vibes, perfect name. Vibes Bar and Spot. And so they were just awesome. The team there was awesome. They just, everything was great. And we also had Spirit Punks. So Spirit Punks also sponsored for the bar. We had their vodka. For those of you guys who know Bored Ape and Sailor Gary, Spirit Punks was also an awesome sponsor of our event. And there's Val. You had just put my name, Val. That's one of
my way. Rewind it a little. That's crazy. That's funny that you found that spot. Let's see. Okay, here we go.
Let's see. Turning back. Rewind to bar.
Yeah, no, this is good. I think this is good. This is Chris. I'm inside in the middle, actually. There with the sculpture.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
VAL.
Dang, good eye.
Whose name do you do next? Do you hear me?
I put Atlas. Yeah, I just heard you. That's so funny. I put Atlas. Next.
I was like, thank you, Creatress. I love you.
Oh, love you too, Val.
Oh, Keegan. You do Keegan next.
Oh, yeah. Keegan's in there.
That's actually, let me pause this. Or actually, let's lower the volume so I can talk to you a little bit about it. Because, when did you start doing that? When did you start writing people's name and putting it in the art? When did that start? Do you know? Was that your very first time? When was your very first time? Was it your very first performance that you did?
No, there were no names in the first one. No writing at all. I'm trying to remember the first time I did it. Oh, that's so interesting. Mm-hmm. I want to say maybe the second time, because I think I was like, oh, it would be good to write the name of the event first. Nowadays I write my name first. So I'm like, oh, that makes more sense. As it's getting started, and then sometimes write the event name. Depends on how I'm feeling, just I go by with the flow, it's a really important event. Maybe if the event was above and beyond, and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I need to put their name on here,
Mm-hmm.
But it just varies. So I think at some point I did that. I wrote the name out, and then it was the second performance. Okay, it was at Brickell, Miami. It was at the SLS. I believe.
Oh, cool.
And I just remember the audience was really close to me. There wasn't much of a stage. There was just room in front of this screen that was behind me. Mm-hmm. And so it was real up close and personal. And I was people wanted to talk to me a lot. And so I was like, what's your name? I'm going to like, I want to know your name. Someone like really, I want to say either someone asked or I don't know. I just remember asking someone for their name.
Wow.
And then I think a few people liked that. A few people that heard me and were like, "Oh, my name is this." You know, just like, oh, okay. And then I just started thinking more about it, you know, like after the performances, and I'm like, well, that actually makes sense because the audience is part of the experience, right? And if someone's going as far as telling me their name or like starting to talk to me during a performance, that is in some way, I don't know if it's enhancing. I'd say it's enhancing, but
it definitely is
interacting with
me.
So that's part of the experience, right? Whether I get distracted and then I don't do what I was going to do and I do something different, whether they have an energy that makes me switch to color orange, you know, or white or whatever, like they are part of it now. So I'm like, why wouldn't I add names? Let's add names.
I love that, especially because it's like you said, you're interacting, but then it's integrating. You're adding a layer on top of this, creatress, and then guess what? You freaking solidify it and lock it in forever when you mint it as an NFT on the blockchain. Like, talk about layers. So, love that. Let's move on. So, of course, one of the big things that happened at the Bitcoin Nashville is it got a little bit political. Everybody who is running for office was like, yo, the people of crypto, we need to start campaigning to them, because I think they started waking up and realizing the power and the momentum that we have. We cannot be stopped. So it's like, you can't stop something that's a decentralized technology. So what do? You try to join them. So, of course, we had Mr. Trump himself, who came and decided to announce he was going to come and speak to everyone. We already had John F. Kennedy Jr., who was already there. Shout out to him because he has already been on the track of campaigning and talking to a lot of the Bitcoin conferences and other like Web3 conferences. He came to ETH Denver in February. He was also doing stuff last year, and he also went to the Litecoin conference. And he just didn't he go to the Cardano one that just happened? The Rare Evo?
He was at something very recently. I think it was Rare Evo,
So like Trump was not there. So I mean, I don't know. Kennedy seems like he's actually here for it, but we'll see. So I'm gonna give you guys a little glimpse of what it was like. I was there streaming. I was there as press. Red Rug Entertainment was there as press, and so that was pretty awesome for me as a company. You know, I was there alongside Fox News and NBC and all these bigger news stations that, of course, are there as press covering the event. But little old me with Red Rug Entertainment, we were also there. So I'm going to give you a glimpse. This is the audience, and this is another room. There was even a bigger audience where Trump was actually speaking. And look how packed this second floor is. This was on the second floor. Just a lot of people just waiting to come see Trump's talk. Let's fast forward.
How did you get such a liberal daughter? How did that happen?
So here he is. He was just kind of, here's the thing. I'm not going to talk like my political views, but I will acknowledge that he's really great. He's been in show business, and he really knows, whoever is advising him knew exactly what Trump should be saying and to get the crowd excited. So there was some times where he was like, oh, I'm going to fire Gary Gensler. And the crowd went wild. And he was like, oh, I didn't even realize you guys hated him that much here. And then he's like, let me say it again. I'm going to fire Gary Gensler. And then everybody went, wild. And then, yeah, he was just, and he was like, oh, we should also free Julian Assange. So he was just,
Kid Rock was incredible.
He was just working the crowd.
It was great. Another one, Jake Paul. You don't want to fight this guy. You know, you don't want to fight. He's got a big fight coming with Mike Tyson, but he's glad he didn't fight Mike when Mike was 19. He told me that today. But he's a fantastic guy, very talented guy in a lot of ways. Governor Joe Lombardo.
That's fact.
And I don't think you've ever seen anything like it. And most people have no idea what the hell it is. You know that, right? So what happens when they figure it out? That's going to really be something. Bitcoin is not just a marvel of technology. As you know, it's a miracle of cooperation and human achievement. And a lot of relationships that are formed. I just did a meeting, a roundtable with a lot of the leaders, and it's amazing. There's a great camaraderie. It's really interesting. There's competition, but there's a relationship, there's a friendship that's developed with a lot of these people. I noticed, and I don't.
So, anyways, he said like pretty general stuff, but then he got specific, like I said, firing certain people, and then of course the narrative of, hey, China, we got to beat China to getting our shit on Bitcoin. So that's usually his narrative, and he said, U.S. has to be about Bitcoin. So he said a few of the right things, but I was just there covering the event. So let's get into the next thing, which is Creatrix and I. Why don't you talk about it? Why don't you talk about what was the Ord House?
Yeah, the Ord House seemed to be like a cool conglomerate of a few different brands that came together and did activations over like 3 days. They're in Nashville. And like they had like 4 different houses. So they called it the compound. So it's like a whole compound. Yeah, this is by it was organized by Adult Arts, Jen Stein, and then Overlord, who's Mike. And they're both really tapped in with Bitcoins and stacks and Taproot stuff. All those early Bitcoin, communities. So it was really cool. I will go ahead, and if you guys follow the There's Layers account, which you should be following, you'll see that. You'll see the recap video that they posted on there. But yeah, they had brunches, they had taco night, they had parties that went until very late. You'll see this live stream that we're going to go through. This was, I think, maybe 1 a.m, maybe later. I believe there might have been some noise complaints lobbied ahead of the live stream. So we were just really making the best of the end of the night. Yeah, well, let's see what we had to say.
So here I am. So people were really impressed that we were live streaming. And I mean, yeah, a lot of people are not live streaming at these events because it's tough. It's not easy. You have to have a good, strong Wi-Fi connection. You have to have all the right equipment. You have to make sure your microphones are, it's receiving and the sound is great. So there was people that was like, hey, can you interview me? So here we are in a big crowd, and I actually got to meet this guy who represents ABC, Atlanta Blockchain Center. And what he's actually doing is really cool. He's basically onboarding his people in Atlanta, and they actually have a physical place called the Atlanta Blockchain Center where people can come, learn how to make a wallet, and hear from different panels and stuff. And so it was really cool. Let's hear a little bit of that.
Understand about this space. So Robert Kennedy Jr. set the bar high.
So here's actually where I asked him, let's rewind a little bit, because I think I asked him, how did he feel about the conference itself?
Fully fractionalize a historical place to give people the opportunity to own.
Let's rewind.
Okay. Look at like houses and.
Yes. Tokenized real world assets like houses.
Yeah.
Historical places. Martin Luther King was born there. He preached there. Ebenezer Baptist Church is something that may be tokenized in the future. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like tokenization of real world assets, especially historical places, that can be used. And then at the same time, let's give back, carbon credits to people who take public transportation. So maybe if you had like an NFT for like public transportation. Every time you got on, the train or a bus, you receive token credits.
You're incentivizing them to use, eco-friendly transportation, not drive less cars.
Yes.
So I do agree with you on that. That's really cool. I do have a question about the tokenization. So would you imagine one person owns the token, or would you fractionalize, like, let's say, like a historical place?
I would definitely fractionalize a historical place to give people the opportunity to own something. Yes, to own a piece of history, and especially in Atlanta. So I think that's important. And it'll give people an understanding of the history of Atlanta, so you can make money off of people just being a tourist coming to Atlanta.
So like if it was, let's say, a museum, you own a token, a fraction of the museum, let's say, a historical place, and you're getting back those dividends.
Right. So every time they visit, they pay their fees to go on a tour, and it'll be a certain fraction of a percent that'll go to the people who own that NFT.
I like that. Let's
I like that. I did like that. What do you think about that? What he said, Creatress?
Yeah, no, I think that's really good. Here, I'm gonna have you please just hold for a second. I'm gonna take a screenshot here of the time stamp on here too. Or do you want to just press play on it for just a sec?
Yeah. If you want to hear more about it,
catch a better frame.
Yeah.
Let's make this happen, not just in Atlanta, but everywhere. I like that idea.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
So yeah,
cool.
So this guy was really awesome. He gave like a lot of like personal insight. He had a lot to say. So definitely go if you're interested to hear like this whole talk. You can go on my page, vdizzle777, and find the live stream that says there's layers to this Ord House times D Gods. So really cool. But we also had a creatress who got to interview Sabette. So do you want to say anything about it before I start some of this?
Yeah. Well, I also got to interview Troy Kalick, so I feel like we should watch a tiny bit of that.
Yeah. I'm like,
I also interviewed Sabette, but that was a little after.
Yeah. Troy, this is Troy here from Ordinauts. If you're in the Bitcoin ecosystem and ordinals, you know that Troy had the very first anime NFT minted on ordinals. So shout out to Troy with the Ordinauts. Anything else you want to say before I play a little bit of it?
No, go ahead.
All right.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you, Troy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about number go up, but like buy some coins in general that you believe in. It's probably going to dump after Trump, leaves, and just like get out before that day. But like, I'm not going to tell you which ones to do.
Do you remember which coin he was talking about? I'm assuming he's talking about meme coins here. He must be.
I don't remember
because
what coin he was talking about.
You got to make money come to you. Money is not really what you want. Everybody wants money. You have to answer this. What are you going to do with the money when you get it?
That part.
It's what are you going to do with that? Are you going to spend it again? Do you know how to spend it? What is really the chase? You have to. The real sell is like, are you like fucking like a fucking light that people just like want to flock? Like it doesn't matter, cloud bathroom attendant. You tap in and those fucking moments. The money will come. Money is not what you want. I'm telling you. I have the alpha. Yeah. Am I supposed to look that way? She's not even looking.
Oh, she's watching.
Should I interview now?
No, she's watching. She's got the live stream on the tablet. I think we're looking good.
Okay.
No, thank you for giving your insight here.
Okay.
I think we need to have a longer discussion in a quieter place.
Oh yeah.
I think the music was blaring at this point. I don't even know how that's not even part of the recording.
Yeah, dude, we have like really good equipment because you can hear a little bit of like the crowd in the background, but actually in person, this music was blaring and it was really hard to hear each other speak. But
the whole time. Sorry. The whole time I thought, I was like, this interview, there's no way that the mics and what we're saying is being picked up. I was like, there's no way. We had a speaker blaring so close by.
Now we know. Now we know. Just you can the audio is working great. So let's fast forward here. Let's see.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh wait,
What is
can you go
happening
back
here?
one
Maybe-
real quick? Sorry,
Huh?
I wanted to take another screen grab.
Oh.
Oh wait, sorry.
Do you want me to go back?
If you can, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know.
Trying to take a little screen grab of every.
Uh-oh, it doesn't want me to. Here, I gotta refresh now.
That's all right. Oh, not the refresh. All
right.
refresh.
That's refresh.
Those fucking moments.
Oh,
The
there we
money.
go. There we go.
All right. Do you want me to keep going a little bit or pause here?
No, that's good. I got it. I got it.
Okay.
That's good enough.
Let's fast forward. What's happening?
NFT. I'm telling you. I don't care.
We can link that.
Maybe
We
I'll do
could
another
probably
one.
Actually, like maybe gambling and doing some.
You gotta speak faster. You gotta speak faster.
It's okay. Go on. Go ahead.
We
keep
have
going, let's keep
Keegan interviewing Began. For those who don't know, Began is an OG in the space. He is so far an OG is that he is a developer first. He's all about open source. He was actually teaching people how to code in all different computer languages on top of Solidity. He was first live streaming on Twitch showing people how to build dApps and shit. Like Began is so cool. And now what he's doing is if you are in LA, go to Venice Beach on a Thursday, check out IRL Alpha. He is one of the founding members of IRL Alpha where they do a live stream. They have a panel of people in the space, key opinion leaders, influencers, and artists and devs. And he just brings all these amazing people with different scene opinions and has live debates live on stream, and the audience gets to have an input. So it's like this whole talk about immersive and interaction and engagement with an audience. Began has really been able to unlock and tap that in where he has projection screens and you're able to see some of the content that they're talking about. It's crazy. Actually, speaking of which, IRA Alpha, I have something crazy to show you guys a little bit later. But let's watch a little bit of this interview with Keegan and Began.
Poker. Maybe they're having some drinks. Maybe they're doing beer pong. Maybe they're actually out at the bars.
No, it's golf pong.
Golf pong.
It's golf, which is wow. Frat boys already like beer pong. Now you've turned into golf pong. Genius. Like they really captured that frat market in the best way.
I mean, I don't know if they're doing shoeies here anymore, but like, I don't know if that's still a thing.
I will say this. No, they're still
2021, 2022. What are we talking about?
One of my favorite.
I'll do it right now if we need to bring it.
Please.
No more? No. It's okay. No shoes.
Funniest thing ever is one time we're doing an IRL Alpha and it was like D-Gods were in the house. There's always D-Gods. And I saw a guy do a shoey on camp. He wasn't on camera. He thought he was alone.
Okay, real quick, I'm going to say this thumbs down, by the way, we discovered it's not someone in the chat thumbs downing, which I originally thought is actually like a iOS thing. So anytime Began ends up putting his hand up, the system, the software reads it like he's thumbs downing. It's so weird. So we gotta toggle it off next time. But just so the audience knows, this is not me editing that in, or this is not like the audience like reacting. This is literally like a software issue where it's reading his hand signal.
He was on a couch. He literally just did one alone by himself and someone captured it. It was not for the camera. And we're laughing because we're upstairs like looking at him and we got him on like a shitty little shaky like iPhone, but it was like this bro's taking shoeies for fun, not
just
for
shits and giggles. Shits and giggles.
They're about the lifestyle. So.
Hey, and that's what's important because you practice what you preach and you're part of the culture because you care. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be here. If you weren't here, you wouldn't actually spend time. Totally. And that is what it's about, right? It's spending time with the people that actually like want to see this space, the Web3 NFT space, move in the right direction. Totally. And we cannot let individuals that have bad intentions take it in a different direction. Yeah. And so that's why myself, Keegan, and Began, Keegan and Began, and V-Dizzle, and Creatrice, and Troy, and Sabet, and all the MFers here, and the D-Guys, and Jen. Nice. I mean, the name goes on. Like, the names can go on.
Totally.
With who care?
Totally. Well, okay, I'll tell. I've not said this on camera. We'll see if I get in trouble. We'll see if I get in trouble here. So I knew Sabet. Sabet would come to IRL Alpha sometimes. I'd see his art. Always an interesting, fun character. But then it was NFT NYC last year. I was hanging out with those Bitcoin puppets. You got to watch out.
I heard about the puppets.
Accidentally did a little too much acid. And we spent the entire night.
Not shrooms.
No acid. protecting.
Not ketamine.
Just that art. No, it's pure, just a little LSD. But I'm not joking. I spent 12 hours protecting a piece of Sabet art, and all of us looking and go, we gotta keep it safe. We gotta go. And now every time I look at anything Sabet, I'm like, in my mind, I have these like deep memories of hanging out with. Also, the puppets are crazy. They're the funniest, most interesting humans. They're the funnest people I know. We have a puppet party here actually tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
What time is that at?
I don't know. Nighttime.
So it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like one of those things where you're like, well, why do you like this community? Why do you like these people? I'm like, you don't understand, man. You got to make deeper memories IRL. You got to.
Damn, so they're making deep memories. All right. I love that he has the association with protecting Sabet's art, though. That's hilarious. Let's see. Speaking of Sabet, let's fast forward to Creatress interviewing Sabet. Where should we start? Let's see, maybe a little bit before this. Nope. I think that's where. All right, let's see.
It's been awesome. I've met so many people. Just been like nonstop drawing and art and connecting. So yeah, I'm so glad I came. Thanks for inviting me to sleep on your couch.
Aw, we all need friends that support their other friends and push them to go do things. Hey, crash on my couch, get a double bed, oh man, that's awesome. Let's see, what was I gonna ask? I was gonna ask, you guys have been making art. You got any art you wanna show to the camera maybe?
I don't have any art right now.
Whose art is this on your skin?
All day. I just doodle on myself all day. I get bored, I run out of paper. This is what I do. What's up?
Speaking of paper, I heard that you had some paper somewhere.
I ran out of paper, but he's got a piece.
Oh, Drained Eye actually blessed me with a piece yesterday, which is amazing. I wish I had it right now.
Ooh, yeah, I love making that piece for you. I feel like this. Yeah, of course. I can hold it. Wow, I'm empowered. Yeah, and coming here, I just got off of that the Silky Rio art residency, and it was so much fun, and it sort of allowed me a little bit of space to experiment and open up my practice. And so what I was noticing and drawing for people at the gala was that there was just a lot of extra things there, so it felt really natural for me to depict you in skeletal form with a hat, and I loved being able to put the butterflies in your eyes and that piece. And there were several opportunities that I had to really customize what was normally more of a generic palette into something more specific for the collector. So that's been really fun. This is a generic piece, but it is generic. It's generic in that it's a skull, and
It's not generic.
All right, I'm sorry.
Both me and Sabet
I've been
are like,
corrected.
no, it's not.
Let's fast forward, because then Sabet starts drawing live.
You know where to find us. We're right here.
How cool.
I was really happy.
This is just amazing. Thank you. Look at this, guys. Look at this.
Like you.
Okay, can you pause
Can't
it?
even right now. This is the best late night party thing to happen ever. Look at this. This is amazing. We having Mr. Michael K from Wallet Guard up here trying to crash the live stream.
Yeah. So you also
Just go back a tiny bit so I can get a little screenshot.
Oh my gosh, Creatress.
Here's what I'm doing, guys. Live as we're going through, I'm getting a little, like any good still is good. Okay, there we go. That's good. Okay, so I'm making tweets. I'm making like a tweet thread.
I love that.
With different like screenshots of the little moments. So
let's I think you said you started interviewing Michael K. Oh wait. Maybe not. Maybe it was very
Wait,
brief.
that was us too. Oh, that was cute.
Yeah,
too.
should we play that part? Let's see what we're talking about.
Representing you guys, and we're representing the Toads. What do you want to say to our listeners, our viewers?
I just hope you guys are enjoying the live stream and seeing the behind the scenes. We know it's loud, but this song is pretty good.
Yeah, hopefully it was the volume and everything was okay for you guys.
Who knows what song
Honestly,
it is?
we're just trying this out, and if you guys like it, let us know. Because I think it's important. I think it's important for you guys to see what's happening in real time and the people that are here, and you get to see people's real reactions. And we're dying out here because of the heat, but hey, we don't give a fuck. We're still out here doing our thing, rapping, networking, all the things. So yeah, I guess that's it. Maybe we'll just go around. I don't think we'll do any more interviews, but I'll just show you around the compound. How many houses are there?
I think there's like 4 different houses you can go into, so pretty fun.
I've only been in 2. I can show you up the upstairs.
All right, so let's see. Did I show you guys around? Oh, we did. Okay, let's play that. Let's play that.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Okay, we have to like at some point just clip that part where we were talking because I feel like the nice little setup, the lighting was good. I wish I knew what song that was that I was dancing to.
I know you're
really
like
good,
all
'cause I
into
couldn't hear it. I was like, really? Oh my gosh. Okay, I just realized we are at the 51-minute mark.
Oh
So-
shoot! Really? Dang.
So we have about 6 minutes left of our show for today.
Got it. So
Y'all better strap in for this last quick round.
all right, we're gonna go through this quick because I think we can watch these live streams all day, and there's so many good nuggets and tidbits in these live streams. Like it's really tough. We gotta go in and maybe do some like post content or something because there's so much value in these things. But let's get into VCon. VCon just happened last week, August 9th to 11th. So this was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday conference. Let's take a look at the recap video. You guys can get a better idea of what VCon was like. So this was in downtown LA. And so here's what outdoors look like. So this was partially outdoors and inside. So there was a big VCon sign. There was swings. There's a lot of booths. And this is the big stage Gary was talking at. Some of the bigger, speakers. And so yeah, it was pretty good. Like there was a lot of new people who it was their first VCon, and social media influencers who didn't know much about Web3 or NFTs. So I think that part was cool too. Was just like trying to tap into a wider audience. But look at that, VCon was packed. So you get a sense of that. I actually held 2 events. So I actually did a Leaders on Chain. Leaders on Chain is me and 5 other awesome ladies who have been doing this annually. So we throw a side event that is before VCon. So we call it pre-VCon. And so we had this awesome event. So we partnered with World of Women, and this was the 8th. So this was the Thursday before VCon started. This was at a Jager House, which is an art gallery / architect gallery. And we were sponsored by the Sandbox, Pizza Dow, and Only Golfers. Only Golfers is a Web 2 app, but it works similarly in Web 3 where you're able to connect with the community. So if you're into golfing, check out Only Golfers. If you're into pizza, check out Pizza Dow. If you're into the metaverse and gaming, check out Sandbox. But we were also partnered with Patio, which is World of Women's app, and Sarah Bauman, who created Women and Weapons. We partnered with her. And then our keynote speaker was Maha Abulananin. I hope I said her last name right. But she has her PR agency called Digital and Savvy, but she is also most known for doing the PR management for Gary Vee and Deepak Chopra and all these other amazing people. And of course, we had Virgin AI, which is Seema's AI company, Red Rug, my company, and Natty Wife, this is her PFP. So we did an awesome event. So we can take a look. So here is This is only half the crowd, by the way. Kashvi from World of
Wow.
Wonder was like, hey, let's do like, what time is it? It's, or the time is wow. So let's see if we can. And there's Eric
Nice.
Motivate, there's Sabette. You can kind of see some familiar faces here. So it was just a really good crowd, really good energy. You can kind of see the exposed beams and like the gallery and architecture. There was like a lot of art around. So you can kind of see here some photos. This is Seema interviewing Maha. Dude, Maha killed it. There's also some nuggets in her talk. We live streamed this. Oh, this is Kashvi, and this is Kelsey Doby, who's representing from the Sandbox. So I'm over here to the left. You can't see me, but I'm moderating that panel. And shout out to he just escaped my name. His name escaped me. I mean,
Oh, that is Giancarlo.
Giancarlo. I kept seeing Giancarlo all over VCon. Oh my god, he's the sweetest. He's actually the inspiration of why I started live streaming, because this guy was tapping into it first, and I wanted to learn from him. Like, yo, how do you live stream on X? And so Maha is also releasing her new book called The 7 Rules of Self-Reliance. You can pre-order that now. That comes out on Tuesday, October 8th. Definitely get into it if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a creator, if you are a social media marketer, if you are looking to build your own brand. This book literally is so good. And if you pre-order now, you actually get to have these really small workshops that she does online for free. So there's a lot of value if you get this order, if you order this book beforehand. So I've been going. I know some of the ladies from Leaders on Chain have been going. You get a lot of value. So, there's us. We were the main ones who were organizing. Look at all this art in the background we had. Like, that's not even everything. That was like at the end. We're like, we need a photo. So yeah, it was just awesome. It was good vibes. Here's Afakasi. Aw. And of course,
Afakasi is awesome.
Yeah, Afakasi is great vibes. And so then, yeah, and then let's get into a little bit of the live stream. We have just a few minutes left, so we'll end it here because then on our next show, we'll talk more about the Centauri and other events that we did. But here's
we'll have to do another follow-up show very soon.
Yeah, another follow-up show. So here I am. Here, let me mute this. But this is me moderating the panel. We had a full audience, so it was great. The vibes are back. I know, like, there's this debate: are NFTs back? But the vibes are there. They're picking up. This is Seema and Maha. And let's see what else. I think we have the only golfers peeps up here too somewhere. Yeah, this might just be some B-roll.
Christy from Who Wants to Be a V Friend on the app. I just saw her.
Yep. A lot of familiar faces. Wait. Let me go back because I think there was a little bit of announcement here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, let's see. So Kashvi goes up on here. She says we're gonna do like a networking thing. Let me see. Maybe it's more over here. And it was hot. LA was hot that day. But let me see. I want to find Frank Romo. Frank Romo spoke too. He deserves a little bit of love and a spotlight. Because Frank was a booth. Here he is. You can't really hear him. But basically, he shared about the project that he's doing called Love Theory. And Love Theory basically helps support the youth. He goes to all of these different schools, high schools, elementary schools, and talks to the kids and students about how to self-love, how to love yourself, and how that's important. So he's a huge advocate on mental health. He had these awesome glasses he was giving out to the crowd. He had these bracelets that you can make either for yourself or with a loved one. So yeah, it was all around good vibes. But definitely on our next show, we're gonna have to touch on Centauri. We had a huge event. We're gonna have to touch on Sweetie. Sweetie was performing on. We're gonna have to touch on T Pain because T Pain was performing at VCon too. See a little bit of that real quick.
We've officially crossed the 1 hour mark at this point. So
Okay.
I mean,
But
that's
there
okay.
you go. It's okay. So, anyways, yeah, we still have a lot to show you guys, but yeah, this was good. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream and got to see a little bit of the behind the scenes of the Ord House, us doing events, Satoshi Social, and yeah, just everything. So hope you guys enjoyed it. But this has been an awesome show, season 5, episode 5 of There's Layers to This.
Yeah, please tune in. We will be live again soon. Follow the There's Layers to This X account. That's where we go live primarily. Or you can also watch on my personal Creatress YouTube. Maybe there'll be a There's Layers to This YouTube one day. We'll see. But until then, stay safe, be nice, and don't forget it's Tuesday, so eat a taco, pet a toad.
Or have lasagna.